We are going to be starting our work today thinking about a sculptor called Andy Goldsworthy. Okay, so who is he? So he's a British artist and sculptor known for his sculptures and photography. He's an environmentalist, which basically means that he wants to protect the environment and use what's around him. Here are some facts. He was born in 1956 in Cheshire. He grew up in Leeds. He studied art in Lancashire, so he's a Lancashire person that hopefully we would know about. And he now lives up in Scotland. And did you know that when he was 13, Andy worked on a farm picking potatoes? He said that this was good training for his work as an artist. Hopefully you've looked on Kiddle for some of Andy Goldsworthy's pieces of work, and you'll see that he uses lots of natural materials. So this lad is all about land art. Andy makes sculptures with natural materials on site in the UK and around the world. He's made them in forests, fields, cities, lakes and fields, and they're known as land art. Okay. Here on the list here, if you pause it, you can see various different materials. Which natural materials can you think of that he would use to make a sculpture? Pause me now. Okay, hopefully you got those right. Did you also know that he's even used human hair and cow poo in his work? Ooh. Who is Andy Goldsworthy? Well as making sculptures, Andy takes photographs of his work over time to show how they change. Why do you think sculptures change over time? Tell your adult. Andy was also given an OBE by the Queen in 2000. It's a very special award that the Queen gives to only a few people each year. Did you think carefully about why sculptures change over time? Mainly because natural materials, age and weather over time. So a stone sculpture that was made 10, 15, 20 years ago might be a different colour, maybe is weathered slightly over time. Now, we've thought about materials before in our work in science over the last few months, but now we're going to think about natural materials. So those are materials that the world gives us. They are natural, they are not man-made. Okay, they're all around us. So, which natural materials are used in this sculpture that you can see here by Andy Goldsworthy? Tell your adult. Here we've got another interesting natural material. Which natural material do you think Andy used in this sculpture? Might come as a bit of a surprise. Did you get it? It was clay and human hair. Very different. How about this one? Which natural material do you think Andy Goldsworthy has used here in this sculpture? Tell your adult. That's right. It's stone. He's used stone, another natural material in this sculpture. Again, another natural material. What do you think it might be? It's quite tricky to tell from the photo, isn't it? Tell your adult what you think. Okay. It's actually wood and clay that he's used, but it does look a little bit just like wood, but it's wood and clay mixed together. How about this one? So which natural materials can you see are used in this sculpture by Andy Goldsworthy? Pause me now, tell your adult. Did you get it right? Stones and trees. And you can see the stone wall looks like it's been woven in between the trees. Isn't it pretty? Now, this one is a natural material, but it's a very strange one. So which natural material do you think Andy Goldsworthy has used in this one? Pause me now. Oh, yuck. It's smelly cow poo. Do you like it? I'm not so sure. Okay, Andy Goldsworthy has said before, we often forget that we are nature. We are the world around us, so we have to look after it. Andy Goldsworthy's art makes us think about the world around us and how nature is art too. It reminds us of our connection to nature. What do you think about that? Do you think we should look after nature, or do you think it doesn't matter? Tell your adult. Now, after finding out all about Andy Goldsworthy and looking at his sculptures, we would like you to create your own natural material sculpture. So, we would like you to gather materials, maybe on a walk with mums or dads or grandmas or granddads, whoever's looking after you. Okay, we need to gather things like leaves and sticks, maybe grass, maybe berries, pine cones, acorns, nuts, anything that you think of is natural, any stones or anything that you think you could make a sculpture or a piece of art out of. If you can gather it up, collect it all in a bag, and then we will be having a go at actually making your own sculpture. Okay, have fun.